Kaladan ka Jingiatai ka banne Islam ha ka balakot siya ka saw pusan Minit AA tang ha Kawei ka Jingkylli bala Wanrah do MLA ka Shillong North ba Adelbert nongrum Halor ka Jingtrekam jo ka Meghalaya Basin Development Authority ha kini kilaisnam ha ka Jingiatai Halor ka nikapang la simbentalang ru nadu undong yalam kaliang persya Dr. Mukul Sangma MLA ka Mauring Keneng ba HS Kharpran bat Kawei.
Say this is the nodal agency. And hence, this special purpose vehicle is used to coordinate with different departments and, as per the requirement, work with the departments, if necessary, channelize the funds also through the departments to ensure that this is implemented. Now, when it comes to externally aided projects like the MegLife project, which is implemented again, as I said, by MBDA, the JICA funds, the organizations also, they will not be able to speak to forest departments separately, soil conservation departments separately, the ADCs separately, the CNRD department, the water resource department, so on and so forth. Multiple departments need to be engaged. And hence, when the SPV is present, the SPV is the agency to which JICA or NDB or KFW or ADB, any of these large institutions can then coordinate. So therefore, this is a SPV, and the necessity of channelizing these funds and engaging with the SPV is necessary because these are cross-sectoral works that need to be done and multiple departments are involved in it. And also, just to rectify, Honorable Member was mentioning that 2,000 crores have been spent. Sir, it's not 2,000, it's about 200, just to rectify that. And just to share also with the Honorable Member that an example of the project that we'd like to share is the project for the year 2024-2025. And if you look at that particular year, there is 182 crores that was spent. And out of this 182 crores, MegLife was 130 crores. So therefore, it's an externally aided project. And therefore, these funds are not coming out fully from the state government. Of course, state government has to give about 28%. The rest, 72%, is a grant that comes to us, a loan which is repaid back by Government of India. So that externally aided project, that's the amount of 130 crores of MegLife, which I just shared the details also, is part of this project. So therefore, that is what the entire reason is and the purpose is. And a lot of times the externally aided agencies also, a lot of them stress on having a society, an SPV, or even a registered company to implement these projects.
Next question, please. Sorry, next supplementary.
Yes. Another supplementary. Sir, through you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Okay, everyone are aware about the fact there is another office under the planning department with a similar name, that is Meghalaya Basin Management Agency. I'm stating this because there is often some confusion for the general public between this Meghalaya Basin Management Agency and Meghalaya Basin Development Authority. To you, Mr. Speaker, sir, may I seek a clarification from Honorable Chief Minister, the different roles played by these two different offices with similar names.
So though this is outside the purview of the question because there are two different agencies, but in the interest of clarity, I'll be happy to reply to the Honorable Member's query. So the MBDA was established in 2012 under the Societies Registration Act 1860. And it is, as I mentioned, a special purpose vehicle, and it is a society as per the registration. So the MBMA is a not-for-profit establishment, a company. It's a company. MBMA is a company, is a not-for-profit company established under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. And that is the first distinction between these two organizations. One is the MBDA, it's a society, It is a SPV, whereas the Meghalaya Basin Management Agency is a not-for-profit company. Now, why was the Meghalaya Basin Management Agency, the MBMA, brought into being? Is because some of the externally aided agencies, for example, in this case, I would use the example of IFAD. So the IFAD had stressed and put a condition to the state government that this particular externally aided project of LAMP must be implemented by a not-for-profit registered company under the Companies Act. So it was a requirement made by the necessary agency. As I said, sir, the SPVs, of course, both of them are SPVs, but as I said, one is under the Societies Act and one is under the Companies Act. And MBMA was, as I said, the IFAD had asked for this company to be formed to fund this. Now, a lot of people may feel that why a private company and why should this be, isn't it wrong to bring a company? So let me just share with you that the reason why the IFAD had stressed on the fact that this should be a not-for-profit company under Section 8 of the Companies Act is because the scrutiny and the audit is much more stricter under the Companies Act. So just to give an example to everybody, under the Societies Act, there is only a requirement for one audit to be done, which is done by the statutory body, a statutory audit, which is by agencies that are empowered by the AG themselves. And so that's what the MBDA goes through. So under the societies, only one audit is done. Whereas under the Companies Act, in every year, there are 3 audits that are done. One audit is an internal audit, which is a must. Second audit is a statutory audit, which is done by the agency, identified by the AG himself. And third is an audit done by the AG himself. So there are 3 levels of audit done when it comes under the Companies Act, which means it's much more stricter. There are board meetings that need to be done on a regular basis, reports have to be sent. So IFAD insisted that there has to be an agency in that line, and that is why the MBMA has come up. And as I said, it's much more structured, much more monitored, and the audit is much more stricter. And that is why this particular MBMA was also brought in. But as I said, the primary question is to do with MBDA. But in the interest of clarification, I thought there's a good opportunity for me to clarify to the House. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your clarification. So another supplementary through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the best interests of the August House, since we could understand the difference between these two. So I would like to, coming back to Meghalaya Basin Development Authority, will the Chief Minister kindly clarify whether Meghalaya Basin Development Authority is authorized to implement only externally aided project taken up in the state of Meghalaya, or it can implement centrally sponsored flagship programs as well, just like government departments. May I get a clarification, sir?
So the SPV, as I said, is meant to coordinate, number one, cross-sectoral development projects, and number 2, also very innovative projects that are there. Hence, in short, sir, there is no stopping the agency as such or limiting the agency that they cannot implement state or central schemes. But majority of the work and the schemes that are being done are projects that are, as I said, cross-sectoral, and the majority of them are externally aided projects. Some of them, yes, are projects that are through the state government, as well as there are projects that are through the central government also, sir. So it depends on the objective of the program, and if the project or the objective requires that there has to be cross-sectoral coordination between different departments, then MBDA can be engaged.
Another supplementary. So if that is the case, why is there a need to have a separate authority, an agency to implement externally aided project taken up in the state of Meghalaya? Logically, it sounds superfluous and unnecessary. Why can line department of government of Meghalaya implement all such externally aided projects? Our government department and government official are incapable? May I get a clarification, Honorable Jingiatai?
Sir, absolutely not. The departments are very capable and they are doing an extremely good job. And just to share with the Honorable Member that the budgets of the different departments have been increasing year on year. So it's not that we are cutting the budgets of the departments and putting this money into the SPV and through MBDA and implementing it. No, sir. So the normal projects in the schemes that are implemented by the departments, projects that are very specific to that department and the schemes that are specific to those departments are continuing to be implemented, and many more schemes. As I mentioned, sir, in the last 7 years, our budget has gone up from 9,000 plus crores, today touching 30,000 crores, sir. And therefore, every department, the money has increased. So the question of departments not working, not engaging is actually incorrect. They are engaging and they are working. So that's number one, and they're very capable. And that's why the budgets have gone up significantly, sir. Number two, sir, why an SPV or an agency to implement the externally aided project? Sir, I've explained this in the beginning, but I will go through it again for the benefit of the Honorable Member, that these are, sir, cross-sectoral. Now, let me just give an example. That the Meghalaya project, where we have given 130 crores last year, to be channelized, because the word you use, channelized, to be channelized through MBMA, MBDA, 130 crores out of the 180 was the Meghalaya project. Now, sir, the aims of this project, I'm repeating again, is to restore degraded forest. Now, restoration of degraded forest is primarily done by Forest Department and to some extent by Soil Conservation Department, and in some cases, some activities being done by different departments, even Water Resource does, even CNRD does, so on and so forth, sir. So the degraded forest, now this objective, that aim that has to be achieved. Now JICA speaks to who? Do they speak to Forest Department? Do they speak to Soil Conservation Department? Or do they speak to CNRD Department? So JICA has to then engage with 3 departments. Rejuvenation of springs primarily is done by Water Resource, Soil Conservation Department. And other agencies also, their own level, CNRD also invest some of the money of MGNRHS to rejuvenate the springs. At the same time, sometimes even Forest Department and other departments also take up projects at small scale. So different departments are mandated to do the same work in their own capacity, but of course there's a major department that handles it. So now for rejuvenation of springs, the second objective in this particular EAP, does JICA speak to soil conservation? Do they speak to CNRD? Or do they speak to forest? Third is to promote sustainable livelihood. This is the third objective of this particular externally aided project. Now when it comes to promotion of sustainable livelihood, tourism also is working on sustainable livelihood. Your agriculture also is working on sustainable livelihood. We have entrepreneurship programs under Prime and other programs. CNRD has got the NRLM where we have sustainable livelihood. So does JICA speak to CNRD? Do they speak to Prime? Do they speak to tourism? Do they speak to CNRD? So within each objective, there are different departments handling the work that is the mandate of this particular EAP. And hence, in order to ensure that there is good coordination, and it's not that we are going to implement it only purely that MBDA is going to handle and only going to implement. Wherever the requirement of support is there, from the line departments are engaged. But it's just the question of coordination and channelizing things. And of course, yes, there are projects that are implemented directly also where it's required. Because again, it's cross-sectoral. But point being, sir, at the end of the day, that this is purely being done because of two factors. Number one, that there are multiple departments that are involved and coordination has to be done through multiple departments. And number two, there are certain very, very innovative projects that again are not within the purview of, say, one particular department that comes in. So I'll just give you an example of one such project for the knowledge of the House, which is a feasibility study on the Meghalaya carbon financing on nature-based solution. So this is what we call the carbon credits. Now, as I said, this again involves multiple departments to be engaged in. And I just want to share with you that through this particular project, which was headed by, again, engaged through MBDA, farmers have actually, and people have started getting carbon credits for the first time. And I had just recently distributed checks in Bakbara for these carbon credits. And these are banks, international banks that had come, a bank called Rabobank, which is a European-based bank in one of the European nations. And they have come in and studied the carbon credits, and they've said that the potential is so high in Meghalaya that farmers and our local people can get a lot of support. So these kind of innovative projects, which are again very, very technical in nature and require multiple departments and multiple agencies to work together, are projects that are taken up by MBMA. So therefore, as I said, to conclude, sir, on this particular point, that there is no question of saying that our team is not competent. They are very competent. And that is the reason why we have been enhancing the budgets of the departments year on year. But as I said, because of the mandate of the projects, which are multi-sectoral, there needs to be an agency or an SPV that helps in coordinating with the departments and engaging with the financing body.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your reply. So I'll be raising more, another more supplementary.
This is your last.
Yes. This is going to be fifth
fifth
supplementary.
one,
Yeah, another two more, I think.
No, only 5. You're allowed only 5 supplementary.
Only 5, okay. Thank you. Anyway, sir, thank you so much. So since it is a very technical subject, so may I know from Honorable Chief Minister, does it have, implementing such projects, different projects, does it have its own technical expert under its payroll? Or does it have to rely and depend on officials from government department? May I get a clarification, please?
Sir, we engage both, sir. As I mentioned, the objective is to achieve the goal and to implement the projects. And wherever the support of technical expertise which are available in the departments are there, it is taken as per requirement. And wherever MBMA has to engage people, they engage people. So it is all based on the need at the hour and the availability of the manpower and the technical expertise that we have. So therefore, sir, it all depends. But point is that it is open, and we obviously engage wherever required with the departments also, as well as experts, if you have to bring them on board.
Yes, Pak Karpran. Pak Karpran, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I know from the Honorable Chief Minister, since we know that MBDA is multi-sectoral, so this has got so many branches. One of them is watershed and natural resource management, which deals with the catchment protection, rivers rejuvenation, and water security. So I want to know from the Honorable Chief Minister, how many catchments have been treated in East Cousins the last 3 years?
Sir, project-specific information I will not have with me. For that, sir, I'll require notice of how many catchment areas. But we have projects, as mentioned correctly, to have the catchment area here for the Shillong water supply, as well as the Tura water supply. These two areas of catchment for the water catchment areas. The projects are going on as we speak. Details, as I said, it's not available with me right now, how many locations, how many springs or how many rivers or whatever, not rivers, in the hectares and the forest areas which have been captured and protected. But the engagement is on, project is on, and activities on, especially in the catchment areas for Shillong and Tura water supply.